A loaded weapon found on an elementary school campus yesterday has parents in shock tonight. TV 20's Zitlali Solache tells us why many of the owners say the owner should be held accountable.
That could have been a deadly situation.
Scared, shocked, and terrified. That's how parents felt after learning a first grader from Meadowbrook Elementary accidentally brought a loaded gun to school. It all unfolded Wednesday afternoon when the teacher noticed the weapon in the student's backpack. Deputies say the teacher had asked the student to start bringing a backpack to school prior to the incident.
It's really crazy because I live right behind the school, and I just can't imagine what would have happened if a teacher hadn't seen that gun first. I mean, first grader, they're very curious about things, and it could have been the worst case scenario.
The child's mother found an old backpack in her trunk and gave it to the child without knowing the gun was inside.
I really feel like the parents or whoever moved the gun in the first place should have been disciplined.
The school resource deputy immediately responded, taking the gun and securing it. Many parents I spoke with say they are thankful for the quick response, but believe the gun should have never been on campus in the first place.
It could have been way worse. Somebody really could get hurt. These children were first graders, 5 and 6 years old. Who's to say they wouldn't open the book bag, play with it, show someone?
The student's mother told deputies the gun was moved from the glove compartment without her knowing.
This could have been a disaster. Literally, it could have been a disaster. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. But as a parent, that's super scary. And we have children in multiple schools here in Alachua County.
The principal responded to the investigation, asking those who own a firearm to make sure it is stored safely and not accessible to a child. Deputies deemed it an accident, so no charges are being filed. Zitlali Solache, TV 20 News.